So my name's Fraser Langton. I have just recently been appointed as Principal E-flat Clarinet at the BBC Philharmonic in Manchester. I studied clarinet with John Cushing, just normal clarinet, and I studied the E-flat clarinet with Joseph Pasevich, both of which are from the Royal Scottish National Orchestra, so a local orchestra to Glasgow, which has very strong links with the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. And so having those teachers who are so closely connected to the profession is a very important thing. And to be able to study with them and draw on their vast knowledge of orchestral playing really enabled me to tap into the psyche of an orchestral player and sort of give me a realistic goal for the future. The performance opportunities at the RCS are incredibly diverse for any aspiring musician, and I strongly believe that if I had chosen to study elsewhere, I may not find myself in the same position because I maybe wouldn't have been given that exposure so early on. So for instance, by my second year I was involved in orchestral apprenticeship schemes with the 3 professional orchestras who operate a scheme at the RCS. So firstly I had a scheme with the RSNO where I was able to go and play second clarinet in several rehearsals. So that gives you an impression of the subtleties of the profession firsthand. And the second one was to be involved in the full run of an opera with Scottish Opera. So I was lucky enough to do that scheme twice actually. And I think looking back, opera is really where I learned flexibility as an orchestral player, which is incredibly important because it's akin to being on full spin in a washing machine, trying to pick up what the conductor's doing in a Puccini opera. So that stands you in really good stead for when you're actually really doing it. And I still draw on those skills now. And the other one was with the BBC Scottish Symphony, again, where I had the chance to sit in the rehearsals and play as second clarinet. So I was lucky enough to win the classical concerto competition while I was here. And I got the chance to play Weber clarinet concerto with David Dansmeyer at the Glasgow Cathedral, which was an absolute highlight for me of my college career. That was just a fantastic opportunity. And inside the building as well, there's a diverse orchestral program, the symphony orchestra, chamber orchestra, wind orchestra, there's contemporary groups. I was involved in several CD recordings. It gave me the chance to meet composers in the composition department with whom I still have a close relationship with, notably Rory Boyle, who I commissioned and I'm working on a project with at the moment. So it enables you to make those lifelong connections as well as gaining the experiences. The amount of contact time you get on a tuition basis is quite fantastic here. Firstly, I received 90 minutes for my principal study instrument, the normal clarinet, and then on top of that, you're able to take a half an hour related study. So, for instance, that's E-flat clarinet and bass clarinet as well. And should you wish, then you can take a further half an hour for a second study. So for me, that was composition. So the fact that the RCS woodwind department is quite a small department, I think meant that I had a lot more exposure from an early stage, which was really critical in enabling me to get further quicker. If I were to sum up my time at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, it would be buzzing, amazing, exciting, ecstatic, loved,